Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Kryptonite Show. Your host Superman in the house, and boy, we're gonna have a fun time today because we're gonna be wrapping up what happened on PulseChain last week and to get into some of the good performing tokens in the market. It is a kind of a quiet the last 2 days. I don't know, there's sort of sensed a little quietness out there, but things are still performing. So if you're in the right thing, you are making some mad gains. We got Frank White in the house there. Bang, bang, PulseChain gang. I like that. Bang, bang. Pulse. We could make a little rap song out of that. Where's DJ Cryptomatic when you need him? Where's DJ Cryptomatic? We got Hexagrade as well. PulseChain, mad gains. Woo! Let's go. Hey, I like that. And of course, I posted out a video on X Game coming up, and we're going to be talking about Solid X as well with a big burn from Randy Alasky and Axis Gains. Man, Solid X. Woo! Those guys are putting their actions with, I don't know, their intent. There we go. That's pretty exciting. Hit the likes and share the stream around. Absolutely. Let's do that actually now while we're here. If you're on X, share it around. If you're on Rumble, repost. If you're on YouTube, share. And let's get the stream going now. I'm going to post the link to it. And you can share that around on X. So let's do that. Share the show. Share show. How we write that? Share show on X. How about that? That's probably good enough. And we'll post that link. So big shout out there for Excavator reminding me to do that. We got Marcus in the house as well. Buck the Trend, Dark Horse. Woo! Yeah, big shout out to the Dark Horse crew. I did a shout out yesterday for 4 project teams which are really leading the way on innovation and getting out there and winning. So it was pretty cool. We had, what do we have? Ricky, we had Dark Horse, we had Emmett, and and we had Nexian. That's the one. So that is the link there. Let's get into it. That's the link there. So share that around, folks. Just go on X now. Go beep, 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 beep. You can make the sound effects if you want and go for gold. Speaking of sound effects, we've got plenty of sound effects on the show. So, there's a bit of magic for you. Magic the weekend. We got NJ in house there. But my beast. Yeah, beast token there. Man, beast so far has hit off the support line. We had $1.75. So no surprises there. That was we're looking at the RSI and had 175 as the target, and so we might get quite a bit of a recovery this week. Let's see how that goes with the old beast printer token. We're going to be talking about printers today, of course. They've been definitely one of the best performing categories, although they've tapered off the last day, maybe 2 days, depending on which one you're going. Although yesterday dominance was dominating up pretty mad, almost was it 2x almost? It was definitely over 2x, maybe 2.1x or something. And so, yeah, PumpTires also had their time in the sun this week. So we're going to talk about those as well. All right, without further ado, let's get into it and go into the session here. Now, obviously, we've got a pretty cool thumbnail. I really like that thumbnail today for the show. We got the old Iron Man with the Superman on it. I discovered that image and I went, oh, we've got to use that today. That is pretty badass. As you guys know, that's the theme of the channel. And, of course, the Superman and Kryptonite show crosses roads with crypto, and that's kind of the play we like. And, of course, we do talk about other stuff like politics and other things because it all plays into our crypto value. But, man, that is some cool image. So definitely share that around, folks, and get out there as well. Now, I'm not sure whether we've got a refresh here, so let me refresh quickly. We've got some news to talk about. Oh, there, look, see that on the picture there? You can actually see it goes live. It goes pink. Isn't that cool? It goes pink when it goes live on X there. So big shout out to everybody on Rumble, YouTube, X, and, of course, watching from Discord as well. I think there's something else. I forget something else we're on as well, but that is pretty cool. Now, there's the show there. You can see it there looking pretty good. So we're going to repost that myself and get out there and get onto it. So maybe I'll post this link too. Post that link there. I don't know if the other one, maybe they're both the same. I don't know. I can't remember. I think they are both the same because I think they're ends in 38, right? Ends in 38 or 78 on that one and 738 and 678. So they're both different actually. That's kind of weird how it does that. But the other one's going to YouTube, right? So the other one's going to YouTube. So share this one around. This is the one I want you to share around. Share that one around. That is the one actually on X, which is normally what I do. But I posted the YouTube one, I guess, is the one I posted. All right, so kind of cool. Let's get into it. Share. We've got Infinity in the house. Welcome to the multiverse. We're into infinity there. If you love string theory, and we've got the frequencies going. All right, so that's kind of where we are at the moment. Now, I posted out some videos on X Game. You guys know it's coming. It is coming, and we don't want to be slow on that, do we? We don't want to be slow on X Game. So we're nice and early. Now, I posted 2 videos yesterday. Let me just scroll back down here to the videos I posted. I posted this one X Game Mad Gains. I posted that. So when you play X Game, it's going to be the first game. Well, it's going to be a crypto casino, right? Decentralized. And the first game is going to be Crash, which is already being on testnet. We've had round 1. We're going to have round 2 coming up soon. And I've got the first video. So let's play that, shall we? Let's play the first video that I posted out today to join. We've made up a community group. Really, I think we're the first dedicated group out there for the game and for the casinos. So you're in nice and early. So let's post that, Mad Gains, and let's play the video.
We turn to you.
All right, so that is the first video there. So that's called Mad Gains. So if you play the game, you're going to make mad gains potentially. If you play it well, you've got to make good judgment on Crash game, because it goes up by X's, right, in space. So you're flying this little ship in space. You got little asteroids and planets and other things. And so you might, if you end up taking your profits before the X crashes out, then you're going to make mad gains. If you don't, then you lose what you had. But that is how Crash games work. Very, very popular game on Betfury and other casinos. So having it on X Games can be pretty fantastic there. And of course, that's brought to you by Firewhale, Randy Lasky's, I think, supporting, and other people. It's going to be pretty exciting. So that's the first one. And of course, the second one we had that we pushed out today was the fifth episode in the story. So we've been following a little story there. And it was this one here. Join the X Game Portal community today. Get ready to defend the frontier. Now, if you're going to make mad gains, you've got to be ready to defend the frontier. So we got that video too, and let's play that.
Starfighters, navigators, or of all the billions of creatures in the Star League, you alone.
So if you guys want to join up, you can do that. So this is X Game Portal. Actually, I'm going to get the link for it. Let me just get that while I'm here. Copy link. Let's copy link, and we're going to post that too. That's the link to the link to Telegram. I don't know why that one's going there. Actually, that is the right link. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. So X Game Portal. This is the first dedicated community to X Game, which is going to be coming up, launching live probably within weeks. They're waiting for their crypto casino license, but that is coming up as well. So let's post that in the chat. We've got 3M in house there. Hello from the UK. Big shout out to you. Welcome to the chat. And we got X Game Portal. That is the link there. So check it out. Join up today. Now we need one more person, and we're going to be opening up a new feature on the X Game Portal. So we got more and more stuff coming in there. You guys are going to be early, so you're going to be Genesis people in the group, and getting in early on this group is going to be very, very exciting. So definitely join up today. One more person, and we're opening up a new feature. So that is the way it goes. So not bad. Get in there, become early, and you're going to see the content in there just pulled up all the time, leading into the game. And after the game, we're going to have tons of stuff, videos, and you get all the latest news updates. It's a one-stop shop. You're going to get it all there. It's all automated, so you're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to have a lot of cool stuff that we're adding in as well, in addition to automations. So you won't get behind the times on what's happening there for Solid X and X Game. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let's get into it, ready to rumble, and let's hide that little video that I just posted, and bam. And of course, you can see some of the benefits you're going to get. So what do we say? Join the X Game Portal community today and get ready to defend the frontier on X Game. That is episode number 5. Play, be the hero, and win. And of course, you got to take some risks to do that. So much to enjoy. Be early. Hang out with the other players playing X Game. You get the latest X Game updates and house stats. They're going to be automated there. Grab the latest X Game news. That all comes through already in the Telegram group. Enjoy epic videos. We're going to have cool videos coming into there as well. Game tips, of course, you're going to be able to talk about how to get your control over your emotions and play well. And there's going to be other cool stuff as well. Now, as they add more games, it's going to become even more important, right, to have other people that maybe know a lot about those games, and so you're going to get the edge, right? They're going to get the edge. Now, you're going to be also able to share your game experience and, of course, talk about future mad gains if you make some big victories. That is the play. And so, yeah, pretty cool. So, yeah, solid rebrand just happened. Round 2 X Game Crash Game testnet will be soon. So you're going to be able to play that on the chain there, and that'll be a lot of fun. It's going to have a lot of improvements. And then the X Game will go live and go viral. It's going to have referral programs and lots of other marketing. I think up to $2 million or something like that I've heard on the street. So kind of cool. And yeah, there's the official team, Solid X, and of course Randy Halasky supporting there, and of course the X Game team is myself, Crypto MVS, our promotional lead, and of course Wookie is out there as well, our administrator and moderator. So pretty cool. We're the unofficial, of course. We're not related to the official team. We are just a community team setting up first, and we are here. So get in early. And of course, as you guys know, I'll be covering that on a daily basis. So pretty cool. So that is pretty exciting. Now, in addition to that, we got some really exciting news around SolidX from the SolidX team, because if you're into the tokens, there are 4 tokens. There's SolidX, the OG token, which is the main one that's going to get burnt from profits from the game. And then there's going to be 3 PumpTires, which is SolidX, Firewhale, and X game itself. So there's 3 PumpTires. And today we saw the OG one, the OG X game, get burned off. They burnt tons of it. So major breaking announcement from SolidX. Over the past several weeks, SolidX has been strategically positioning itself for the next chapter on PulseChain. Key developments so far include innovation of the X game. So the X game, of course, we're expecting round 2 with all the improvements coming. And of course, launching the PumpTires meme token. Those are 3 tokens that I talked to you about. X game, Firewhale, and SolidX. They're all three ones. Today marks another major milestone in the journey of SolidX. As a powerful act of gratitude, support, and long-term belief in SolidX, Randy Alaski, as you guys know, a huge influencer in the PulseChain space, and also a good friend of the Firewhale who set this up. And Access Alive, of course, another big influencer, does a lot of TA, and these guys run an index together with tokens, right, with Crispy Man and Firewhale, have collectively burned 210,000 SolidX tokens. That's 210,000 SolidX tokens. That's the current market value of that is burn is $2 million. Now I think the price is around about $10.50 on a SolidX. So there are $2 million of burn. That's a massive signal. And he goes, we want to thank both Randy and Access for this incredible show of support to not only SolidX but the entire PulseChain ecosystem. It's a true sign of community strength and a powerful symbol of a new beginning. So pretty exciting. These guys are serious, right? These guys are real PulseChain maxis, and they're building out a real big ecosystem. And I know that Firewhale said that he has been wanting to do this for something like 10 years or more, to do this X game portal, and of course SolidX and all the rest of the tokens in there. This next chapter for SolidX will be redefined by scarcity. So take note of these words: scarcity, deflation, price appreciation, continued innovation, and a group of good people working together in all departments to make SolidX succeed. Now, I take this one seriously, right? You know, these guys have got great reputations, so this is going to be really fun getting into SolidX. So you know what to do. You know what to do out there. The future is bright. A new beginning starts now, and very cool. There is a burning heart there, or burning. What's that? A leaf that looks like a heart, or they've cut into. But pretty cool. I put out some stuff there. Incredible. Go Randy. Go Access. We've got Crypto Cabana, another influencer out there. This is an outstanding step in the rebrand. Hats off to Randy and Access. We've got more community people in the house there as well. Hexagon Hill. We got Rack and Rochelle, the big whale there, shouting out to Steve Hitson. Christine Hype out there. I mean, there's lots of people in the community that responded to us. We got good old Ben there. Keep up the great work. Very cool. And Ben's been helping us out quite a lot as well. So that is looking pretty awesome there as well. So I'm going to post the link to that too. If you guys want to give them a shout out, especially if you're holding SolidX, well worth to get in there, because, massive moves happening there. That's why you can see why we're in the X game as well. We're excited about the game coming up. We want a big community. And also we're going to share the journey with these guys in the old SolidX crew. So big shout out to Firewhale and the team. All right. So let me see here. Let's type that in. SolidX. All right, get out there. Bam. That is it there. So let's post that. That is the link to SolidX. Bam. That's the one there. All right, so kind of cool. Let's move on. We're going to get into some of the market stuff, but before we do that, let's push this over here and get into the Coinbase and see what the markets have been like. Now, at the moment, we've got the market cap at 3.07 trillion. We're down 1.7%, but it is a lazy Saturday. It's the weekend. We typically know Sunday, which is our Monday down here in New Zealand, is typically a quiet day. But we're sitting at 3.07 trillion, down 1.7%. Now, we've got Bitcoin at the moment is sitting at number 1 at 94,639. That's up 0.1% over the last 24 hours. That's kind of where we're chilling there at the moment. Let me just zoom in on that just a little bit. Oh, that's a bit too much. We got Ethereum there at number 2. It's at $1,819, up 2.8%. So Ethereum there looks like it's making quite the move, doesn't it? So it's trying to move higher. Ethereum ETFs pushing a bit of money in there, if I remember rightly, up 2.8%. So it's getting a little bit of a turn back. We know that Charles Hodgkinson put a big shadow over Ethereum, of course, but given his history and other stuff, you can decide, on that. And so, yeah, we'll see where it goes. We got XRP at number 4, up 0.7%. We got BNB at number 5, up 1.2% at $607. We got Solana at number 6, down almost 1%, $149. And then at number 8, we got Dogecoin. Did I say that right? Dogecoin. That is down 1% as well at 18 cents. And then finally, not finally, we've got Cardano or ADA down just over 0.5%. And then that's sitting at 70 cents. And then finally, number 10 is Tron, and that is up 4.7%. So Tron is the best mover over the last 24 hours, followed by Ethereum and then BNB. So those are the top 10 over the last 24 hours. But of course, this is a weekly review. So what happened in the last a week, and we can see that Bitcoin is up 11% for the week. Ethereum's at number 12. Is up 12% or 12.4%, and we got Dogecoin there up 15.3%. Cardano up 12.3%. So the best out of those is a Dogecoin, followed by Ethereum actually up 12.4%. Then Cardano, and then Bitcoin at 11% there. Those are our leaders out of the top 10. Not bad, not bad. Now, over the top 100, let's have a look at that. So over the last 24 hours, we've had WorldCoin up 7.7. Let me redo this, actually, because sometimes it doesn't reset itself, doesn't it? I don't know why that's doing that, but it is. It's not really ranking properly. Let's do the week. Let's see if the week. Yeah, the week looks okay. We'll do the week. Okay, we got Trump token has been performing like a boss, 84.6%. And what are we going to say about that? Well, Trump had apparently invited the top holders of Trump token to dinner. So presumably that is actually happening. We've got PulseChain, which has been doing very well. Possibly due to the stable coins, right? I think it's due to the stable coins. So it's been doing pretty well. They're up 62.5% for the week. We got WorldCoin there up 60.6%, so doing pretty good. Bonk up 48% there, and Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance, or FET, there up 40%. So that might be a possible good AI option there. Those are the top 5. We've followed by that. Number 6 is Stacks up 37%, Immutable up 31%, Iridium up 30%. Number 9 there is Casper. That is up 28%. And finally, number 10 there, Pole Xmatic. So Pole there is up 27% there. So that's Polygon. That is number 10, 27%. So not bad. For the last week, pretty good gains. Is that the beginning of something special? We're still waiting for altcoin season. Bitcoin, of course, still got dominance around 61, 62%. So we'll see how high that actually gets before we have altcoin season. Last time it was just about 70%, remember? So that's kind of where we are there. Some of the top gainers have been Housecoin up 95% over the last 24 hours, TARS up 81%, and Alpaca Finance up 53% over the last 24 hours. Pretty cool. And trending, we got Luxo, TARS, and Toncoin there as well, up 4.7. It's the old Telegram, isn't it? So that is kind of the play on the overall market. And let's get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin, of course, we had the circle of volatility that has pretty much played out, but now we're back up pretty dramatically to $95,000, which is pretty damn good, right? On the tariff news, we got all the way down to 74,500, and now we're all the way back up at 95,000. So that's up over $20,000, and that's 27% gain. So not bad in 3 weeks. So I'm expecting a lot of bullish news around trade deals. We do see some positive movements there between the Ukraine and Russia issue, although very, 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 very volatile. We got a number of agendas going on, right? So we'll see how that plays out on that. But I'm expecting a lot of good news, trade deals come out. They've got over about 115 countries, and I'm expecting some of the big ones like Japan. If they get Japan, then they get South Korea, etc. That's really going to flow and pretty awesome. Now, big shout out to Brian over on Rumble. I can see you over there. Big shout out there as well. All right, let's jump over to Ethereum. I haven't brought up the Ethereum chart for some time. We're going to bring that up today. And actually, we might go full mode chart here. Just have a look at this. And look at that. We've got the daily. We're actually just below the 200-day moving average. So actually, we're coming up pretty exciting plays for Ethereum. Can we get over the 200-day moving average? It is at $2,500. Sorry, that's a 50-day. My bad. In yellow is the 50-day. We are sitting at $1,870. So we're pretty close to that. We're only $30 away. So that's going to be the first thing to get over. and that could be pretty bullish. The other thing, I've got the 200-day moving average at 2,500. So we've got a bit of work to close that gap. But if we get some nice big green candles, looks like we're slowly itching our way up. We may very well pop tomorrow, or probably Sundays, maybe not tomorrow, possibly. And they might do it. The market makers might pump us tomorrow, even though it's normally a quiet day. And then maybe the rest of the week we get a nice little FOMO up to the right-hand side there. And, of course, we get some good trade deals coming out. And I think, not just in principal trade deals, but technical trade deals get written up. We may get an announcement just with the technicals, because they'll just do the documentation afterwards, right? So that probably, hopefully we'll get something from Japan as probably the first counter. Maybe South Korea, like I say, those probably two likely candidates there. But Japan probably the top of the line there. So that is Ethereum. So looking at getting some good things there with Ethereum, despite what Charles Hoskinson says. It's got ETF support, money talks more than I think technology. I think Hodgkin missing the point a little bit there, how crypto works. That's my opinion on that one. But we're going to get into PulseChain next. So before we do that, let's catch up on the chat and see who else is in the house. Right, who have we got here? We got PDI to $1. Howdy all. Good to see you, PDI. And we got Blockhead as well. Great stuff. I appreciate that, Blockhead. Big shout out to you as well. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, we've got about, I think about 61 people watching at the moment. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button, hit the follow button, and repost. And, sharing really helps a lot. And, of course, smashing that likes as well. Now, if you haven't checked out our socials, we've got all the Discord links in the video description. So for Discord, as a private Discord, we've got it's $12.50 to join up to that as a community member per month. And then we have the top of the line. We have our strategy club. That is $35 a month to join into that. We have monthly reports. So we have a lot of intel going there on a regular basis. And we've got more stuff coming for the strategy club. We have our top 10. Lots of cool stuff in there for getting the most out of PulseChain moving ahead and crypto generally. It's actually multi-chain opportunities. So definitely get into our strategy club. Only $35 a month there as well. Now, also, we have Telegram. You can jump in there. We have our alpha list. We've got some new stuff coming for Telegram as well in the future. So you definitely want to get involved in both Discord and Telegram in our communities. So pretty cool. Join 1,200 other people in Discord. And I think we just hit 300 people. We only just started Telegram, and we hit 300 people already. So a big shout out to everybody in there. Very, very exciting. And of course, 3 days ago we launched Portal X Game Portal, which is our community for X Game, which is going to be massive. It's going to be a big viral game, and we're getting in on nice and early. You're basically the first dedicated community getting in on that too. So it's going to be pretty cool. All right, we got Brian, our community leader in the house there. Hey, sup, Brian? Good to see you. Big shout out there, and thanks for posting all those links over on Rumble. If you're on Rumble, don't forget to follow, get into the chat on Rumble, and get involved. That's what we like, get involved. It's all about the community. So get there and let's get going. Now we're going to start off with GoPulse and get into the results for PulseChain. Do that, and we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to do something a little different. So we're going to actually play the video again. Should we do that? I love this video, man. This is the third time I played it. So it's just, I love it. It's just so good. So Richard Hart, of course, the founder of PulseChain and PulseX, and of course probably the most rebel founder in crypto, has just recently defeated the SEC, right? So I think it was the 21st of April, defeated the SEC, which is pretty unbelievable to do that. And the judge basically threw out all the SEC case on every merit. So pretty crazy, right? Around jurisdiction, it was this crazy stuff that they were trying to get. So pretty cool. Let's play the video and have a good laugh. I'd say have a good laugh.
What's up, bitches? Richard here, aka Most Wanted, aka Most Loved, aka Sack Daddy. If you happen to not live on planet Earth, you may have not heard the latest. I fucking beat the SEC case. I want to say thank you to my supporters for never doubting me. Adding to that, I want to send a clear message to anyone who did doubt me. You will not be spared.
So you got to love that. I just love that. It's so funny, that video. So I had to play that again. All right, so we got day 716 on PulseChain. And, of course, the PulseChain is a full system state copy fork of Ethereum based on the 10th of May 2023. So if you have had any assets over on Ethereum, then you would have them copied over to PulseChain. So you might find yourself with a little Easter egg bag there or something. The other thing, of course, launched on the 13th of May 2023, and now we're 716 days later. So pretty crazy. We got Pulse at the moment at quadruple 0355, pretty flat today. We got PulseX at the moment is at quadruple 0288, down 2%. And the buy and burn is sitting at 1,390,000,000,000, and we're sitting at 7.04% of the public supply, excluding the OA wallets, has actually been burned now, bought up and burned. It's a buy and burn. That's very important. And Signum token, $1.50, down 4.4%, and that is sitting around 55 million supply with about 2,600 ink tokens emitted a day, which is actually very, very low. So the inflation being cut by about 20x, and that is huge. Now we've got Hex at the moment is at 7200th of a penny on PulseChain, and we've got EHEX at the moment at quarter of a penny. So EHEX there had quite a good run recently, and of course it's going to be benefiting from lower inflation. We saw the OA sacrifice wallets do a lot of staking, and so that's lowered the payout for Hex as well. So we've seen incentive inflation cut, Hex inflation cut, liquidity pools thinned out, and so we are ready to go. I think we're ready to go, aren't we? So just a little bit of chill time, and of course the SEC being defeated. PumpTires has been launched, and I think it's pretty much going to be game on at some stage, and it's just going to start running. So they're going to start running. So get in while you can. Get in while you can at these super, super good value prices at the moment on PulseChain. Yeah, so there we go. And we're going to get some new, we've got some big news coming out right for the week. So we're going to talk about that too. Now let's have a look at the week. Since we are a weekly roundup, let's have a look at the week. Well, we're up for the week on PulseChain. So that was just a 24-hour, but on the weekly, we're up. So PulseChain's up 13%. PulseX is up 13% as well. Incentive token up 12%, and Hex is up 6.5%. So a green week for PulseChain. So congratulations. You know, it's good news. It's good news. Let's go to the gas prices and have a look at that. So gas prices at the moment is a 2 million a beat, so pretty cheap at the moment on PulseChain, and we're sitting at 2 cents for a PulseX swap. So good value there. Now looking over on validators, we got 49,788. So we've been slowly climbing. A couple hundred people are taking the opportunity to get Pulse at this rate. 32 million Pulse to be a dedicated validator, but there are a lot of other alternatives to be a validator, including earning a lot higher yield than say 10 to 12%. But mate, once Pulse runs, and you're going to be loving that Pulse you've been validating for. We got the bridge. We got the bridge at 88.8 million, so which I think is pretty similar to yesterday, maybe slightly higher than yesterday. So kind of cool. Yeah, I think that's similar to yesterday's, maybe slightly higher. We got a little bit more dye. I see. I think we got a couple 100,000 more dye in there. Hex is holding there as well. Coast is pretty similar. So yeah, I think we're just kind of holding there. Not bad. All right, so that is the results there. We're going to get into the rest of the PulseChain results, but we've got some updates, right? So let's talk about that. We got obviously the rumors around Kraken, right? So I don't know if you guys have seen Crypto Coffee and other influencers interacting with Kraken support, and Kraken kind of teasing that PulseChain. We don't have any updates, but follow us, and they keep responding to all the PulseChain people. So we do have that. We do have that around. So yeah, maybe listing PulseChain later. Keep up the excellent work is a good start. We're always giving it our max. No bean spilling here. Keep an eye out on our listing roadmap, which we have been doing. Right, we've been doing that. So yeah, it's kind of they've been getting a lot of the community getting in around PulseChain. So Kraken is number 7 on CoinGecko on the exchanges. So it'd be pretty awesome to get a top 10. It's actually one of my favorite exchanges, like in terms of interacting with. If you're going to go on an exchange at all, obviously we love DeFi, but if you do use a centralized exchange, then this is pretty much one of the ones to get involved with because they're pretty good actually overall. Now, not your keys, not your coins though. That is always true. So we've been getting a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of interactions on X with Kraken support. That was just one of them that we have. Now, the other big thing we've had is Rack and Rochelle, the big whale on PulseChain. He's the biggest PulseChain and PulseX sacrificer. Had a bit of a consortium. What was it, 12 people? Something like that. I can't remember now. But yeah, he's also in the mix. And he's been doing a lot of cool stuff, really leading from the front. So how many, it's great to have a whale and a big venture capitalist that leads from the front. And he's got this post that he put up today. Think tank, he says, PulseChain, what I would like to do would be to rent a large beach house in Florida and host 12 people for a 3-day meeting around July, August. Now, who doesn't want to go to that? That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. But of course, we're stuck down here in New Zealand, so it's going to be some Americans that go. We got, well, I will handle the lodging and food. Sounds like a great time. Okay, I propose that we discuss and analyze the implications of various companies tokens, and other digital assets on the PulseChain network. So that's the main purpose of the big retreat, as we'll call it. I propose we discuss and analyze the implications of various companies, tokens, and other digital assets on the PulseChain network. So there's going to be a lot of great discussions, potentially some actions coming out of that too, which would be pretty cool. We should discuss new opportunities on PulseChain. We should identify emerging developers. We should discuss contests and incentivizations. We should discuss funding. Now, funding's been obviously a big issue. We don't really have a good mechanism for funding. I think we have some launch pads, but they don't do too much. We had this big one with the influencers, and I haven't heard much from that at all. So we have some ideas that fall flat, disappoint. But then we have had in the past, Richard Hart led the way with the Sacrifice Project, but people by and large are over that now. That's not seen as a very effective way of raising capital. The problem I have with sacrifices is not so much the sacrifice itself, but the overcapitalization that happens. They get overcapitalized, and that's the problem I have. I'm thinking, teams do deliver, like liquid loans, but they're overcapitalized, right? They got too much money raised because of the FOMO and excitement and all that. It's nothing to do with the team themselves. They're just the beneficiaries of the hype cycle. And and then we get other projects as well, NFT markets. I'm thinking of Mintra. You get 16, was it 11 million, 12 million, I think it was. And then it hardly has any volume. It's a really good site. The site works, it's fantastic. It's a beautiful site, in fact. But just lacking the end. And that's not the fault of the founder. That's really the market's just changed, right? The market's just not into it, and we're in don't have quite the FOMO at the moment either. So you've got all these different things, but we do need forms of funding. Now Rackham was obviously out there, looking for future opportunities. So if you're lucky that he likes something with good old Steve Hitson, his front man, then you might get some capital funding into those sort of groups. Now that's kind of where we are at the moment. But other than that, people, it's a community that kind of needs the fun stuff on the project. So I'm actually pretty excited. There's really great leadership from a venture capitalist on PulseChain. So I think we're going to be pretty happy with that. And the timing is very good at the bottom of the market, I think. So very cool. I would like to walk through the door with Steve Hitson and have funding in hand. How about that? You can't do much better than that. So very cool. So really, what do we got? We got people that can raise funds by themselves. We've got the teams that can ask for community funding, and we've got Rack and Michelle out there raising, bringing venture capital to really good protocols on PulseChain potentially. So very, very exciting. Now I love the hammer in there as well. Awesome idea, I say there. Not bad. So yeah, we got some cool stuff there. We got Steve Hitson here. What do we got here? We got Rackham. I would be happy to fly in from New Zealand. Hey, look, here's another New Zealander here. Hexkins 515 from New Zealand, and offer my services to feed the team during the 3-day event. How about that? That's pretty nice. My Insta is private fine dining. My website is below. How about that? That's pretty awesome. So a community member coming in who knows how to do cooking and comes in to do that. So there we are. Big shout out to Hexkin there. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And we've got Steve Hitson. Let's get on to it. So Steve Hitson, of course, Rack and Michelle's front man there. This is a bit of fun, but Fiend says, I'll bring the woman for everyone. And he goes, I'm married. I married a redhead. You're going to get my ass kicked. I thought that was pretty funny. We got there. Glad to see you active again, man. Thanks, Scott. Clearwater Beach and Tampa are nice. Indeed, they are. So we've got a lot of the Joker gets in there. You don't have the flair, and neither does Pulse. It's a bunch of people. So fashion show. He goes, thanks for the advice. So you got some of that going on there. What else there? Yeah, so you got Good God announced there. Big shout out to Good God and the King. Looking pretty good up there. So you got a lot of people were responding there. Now, KG, of course, Internet Money Wallet, done a lot of great stuff. Over 73,000 downloads of the Internet Money Wallet. And he says, I'd like to put my name in. And of course, he gets a response, I think, he gets a response. So I think you might very well see KG and his wife there as one of those 12 people. So pretty cool. Yeah, everybody's pretty excited about it. A lot of people obviously saying, can I go for the food? It's always going to be fun. Going to be fun with a bunch of great people, but that'd be pretty neat. Now, it'd be great if, I don't know if Rackham's out there, he's watching it all, but it'd be great if they could film some of the interaction. They don't have to film everything, of course, but they could have some cool interactions. That'd be pretty cool as well. All right, let's get into the other big thing that we've had as well. But before we get into that, let's see who else is in the chat and catch up on a few comments. If you're in the house there, I think we're up to about 90 people watching at the moment. So don't forget to smash the follow, hit the subscribe button, and So definitely share around. Now we are on X, so let me post the X portal X one here so that you guys can catch up if you just got into the show. So share the show around. Which one did I post there? I'm just trying to think which one it is. I think it's that one there. So share the channel around. That's the link there. And share that ends in 678, I think. So share the channel around on X. If you're on Rumble, of course, smash the repost button on YouTube. Share. And of course, if you haven't joined our X Game portal, we've got to get that out too. So let's share the X Game portal. And that is there. So join up to X Game portal today. The link's on the post there. And I think I may have posted it in, but I can't see it there right now. Kind of cool. Maybe that's the one there. Is that the one? Yeah, I think Brian's posted there. That is the link to join up to X Game portal. The first dedicated community to X Game. It's going to be huge, guys. Don't miss out. Get into the best community. The first one to be dedicated, that's for sure. Right after that, we got Fat Sammy in the house there. Big shout out, Fat Sammy, leading the way on Pulse Bitcoin. So you guys, if you guys are in Pulse Bitcoin and some of the other ones, Pulse Litecoin as well. Yeah, Pulse Litecoin. Valiant and House, greetings. I hope all are having a great weekend. Yeah, I hope you guys are all having a great weekend too. So that is a very good comment there. Yeah. KG with the hearts there. Absolutely, KG does a great job. Valiant says, release the PulseChain. I like that. Release the PulseChain. Request to Kraken. Yeah, I like that. You should post that in, Valiant. That's a great comment. Frank White says, great coverage as always. Thanks for streaming. Happy Sunday, says Frank White. I appreciate that. Big shout out to you, Frank White. Silverbacked in the house there. Hey, bud. Good to see you, Silverbacked. Woohoo. Let's go. All right. With a bit of magic, we can do it. All right, here on the weekend. Hope you guys are having a great weekend with your family and your friends. Hope you're having a good time. All right, so that is from Rack and Rochelle, the big whale, and he's leading the way. I mean, you got to be pretty happy to have a whale like this, a Victory Capital, getting back on deck and doing some cool stuff. Really is cool. Now, he even pushed this out to Kraken. He says, hey, can you guys let Steve Hitson and I know the listing fee for Kraken? We can stay on chain if you want. Just give us your protocol so we can get this wrapped up and PulseChain listed and all payment options. So, there we go. I mean, it's pretty awesome from them, pretty neat. So, big support coming from Rack and Michelle out there for the team. Now, another thing that they had too, you may have missed this, but Rackham also said, anyone want to recommend something? So let's get into some of this. I just realized I'm not sharing my screen here, so we're going to have to go back and just talk about that last point so that you guys can see it yourself. Bam. Let's do back in there. Got slightly ahead of myself there. We got, so here's Rackham here says, hey, can you guys let Steve Hitson or I know what the listing fee is for Kraken so I can go ahead and make payments? So that was pretty bullish, right? So very cool from Rackham, really leading the way, honestly, doing some great stuff there. Now, one of the other things you may not have seen is Rackham's reached out to, we went through this the other day with, Rackham's portfolio, obviously UXDC, Vibes, he took number one spots on those. Inc, Hex, Pulse X course, and top sacrifice of PulseChain, and then of course getting into Pump token for PumpTires, of course Richard Hart's project, and then of course into this PDC UFO, which are probably one of the best performing ecosystems on PulseChain with a lot of upside opportunity there as a leverage play on PulseChain. So pretty cool stuff there. And he says, where can Steve and I continue to support the PulseChain ecosystem? And of course, feel free to join him on Rack and Michelle. He's got his own Telegram channel right there. So pretty awesome. He is leading the way. So got to give hats off for that. That is pretty exciting. So let's give that a clap, I think. We even got the horn in there. How about that? All right. So the other big news that we've had, not only a big whale splashing, and of course the talk of Kraken, supporting PulseChain, that would be huge for onboarding and all the benefits that come from that. But also Sun Mini Meal, right? Sun Mini Meal, the big food corporate in Europe that's going global, is a big supporter of PulseChain. As I understand, I think the CEO was a Hex OG. Look at this. I mean, huge. This is launching next week. This is massive. So, we've had a few little issues with the bridge, right? Gets the 5 million beats and it sort of gets shut down for a bit, gets clogged up. And we need alternatives. Like we got Pulse LN out there. If you're doing the certain chains, Pulse LN, it's not always open 24/7. Like for BNB and other different tokens, but it is a fantastic service, Pulse LN. And there are a couple others out there, but we need something that's direct to PulseChain. We've got Coast, of course. Coast gives us fiat to the CST stablecoin. That's direct, so you can go through that anytime. So big shout out to the Coast team there. But we also got this coming up. This is major. Sun Mini Meal there. So PulseChain's first competitive on-ramp goes live next Tuesday. So this is going to be running all the time. It's going to be epic today, together with our partner BankX Official. And this is huge, right? So this is massive. Now, we saw some drama. I don't know if you guys seen it, but there's been drama about PiCoin being being uncoupled from Banksa, not being supported by Banksa. I'm not sure if that's a permanent thing or not. I did see some talk about that. But here we've got Banksa coming in to support PulseChain. This is massive. And together with our partner Banksa Official, we at Sun AG are proud to launch a direct fiat on-ramp to our token Soil there. Now, Soil has been doing very well, but they are going to be doing calling a function on it. So it's going to definitely be get a lot of benefit. Now, as I understand, about 20% of the revenue from the company goes in and it's going to buy Soil and burn it. I think that's how the mechanism works. Now, we got running on PulseChain starting Tuesday, April 29th. So this new bridge, basically on-ramping system is coming over to PulseChain on Tuesday the 29th. So it's in a couple of days away. We're 26 in America, I guess, still. So that's about 3 days away from here. This is massive. Obviously a lot of people like talking about tokens that are performing, but this is pretty significant, right? This is pretty significant for the chain adoption and a lot of value coming out of the chain. Pretty exciting. Now, fees are starting as low as 1%, even cheaper than the usual route for centralized exchanges, bridges, or DEXs. Limits are up to 150K. And of course, direct liquidity sourcing via PumpTires, which is a great partnership. PumpTires is dominating the DEX aggregator space. So this is not only bullish for Soil token, but also for PumpTires. With more volume, more profits. Opportunity onboarding in under 5 minutes, so super fast, really. I mean, that's pretty fast. So under 5 minutes, a revolution compared to the current process. And it's going to be globally available, so you're not worried wherever you are in the world, just about. I'm sure they'll have no restrictions, so you're going to be able to participate in that. It's going to be pretty fast. And, of course, we're excited to make our entrance on the PulseChain community with this milestone. So, we bet the SEC. The inflation's been cut on Richard Heart tokens for incentive and HEX. We've got thinner liquidity. We've got PumpTires out there. We're getting amazing onboarding for mass adoption from projects like Sun and Mini Meal. We've got Wales leading the way, adding value with top-tier projects and investment. And we've got potentiality with centralized exchanges like Kraken. Things are really looking up there for the old PulseChain. So I think we've got to get pretty excited about where we're heading. Pretty exciting indeed. So not bad. So a lot of people are pretty exciting there. I'm really confused. Aren't you guys a cookie company? They're not a cookie company. We combine our food business, that's Sun Mini Meal, the world's healthiest natural whole food. Did I say whole food? Whole food. Whole food. I can't even say the word properly. With a crypto token, and that's pretty much what they are, right? So, but their food's incredible. It's like groundbreaking holy grail stuff. It's like low on calories, so you can lose weight, but also giving you all the protein and minerals. That's not quite right. Minerals, nutrients. That's the one I'm after. Nutrients that you need for your body. So it's a really holy grail. We use it as a catalyst for our mission, Race for Soil. The white paper will be released soon, so that's pretty cool from Sun Mini Meal there. So pretty cool. And Hex Scout there, because Hex Scout's coming with their own solutions, right? Hex Scout's coming with their own stuff. They said this will welcome the new #1 onboarding solution for PulseChain: top usability, high speed onboarding, unbeatable conditions, global reach, shark friendly limits there. Nice. And of course, Solid Hex Scout, we talked about that this week. I think also doing their own thing while I'm here. And that's what they call it. Starting next week, the pain and pause PulseChain bridge when you're in a hurry comes to an end. From then on, anyone onboarding PulseChain in just 5 minutes. So that's pretty awesome there. And that is coming with the old Sun Mini Meal and Banks Official. So massive for us, man. I just don't want to, that is such a big deal for us. Pretty awesome. Now, we've got about 110 people watching now. So if you have new to the channel, don't forget to follow, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for future videos, and share it around. Get into the chat. We love a great community. PulseChain is getting ready to rumble. So get in there, guys. Get in there. That's all I can say. We got Brendan Hudswell in the house there. Hey, guys. Good to see you. Big shout out. And Pulse LN there from GGN. That is a really great service. You haven't used that. We've got all the links in the Discord. So if you get in the Discord, Get in there. It's a private Discord, of course. We try to keep it, safe and full of information. But we've got the best people in there. Get in there, folks. Great bunch of people. And we have a good time in there. We've been watching just about everything big that's happened on PulseChain. We've watched in the Discord and in live action. And it's like live action, like the movies. But pretty cool. I can't wait for 40,000K. Was it 40,000K? Yeah. With the old suit man in there. That's going to be so good. I can't wait for that. That's going to be great game changer there. And they're going to do justice to that too. So that's going to be pretty fun. All right. Good to see Valiant in house. Big prayers there. All right. So let's move on and let's get into the actual PulseChain results as well. So we've got $28.2 million in volume, which I think is pretty similar to yesterday, maybe slightly higher than yesterday. And then we got 401,000 transactions. So that's, we're pretty good at the transactions. I think we've got a lot more bot protocols out there. And of course, we've got these printer tokens and stuff like that. So they've definitely been playing a role in that also. Let's have a quick look. We had a little tidy up in some of these tokens, didn't they? They look a bit tidier today. Now, we've had some new ones here. We've got this Cosmos one that's been around for 7 hours. Now, we get new tokens every day on PulseChain, right? Just like every other chain. So I'm not endorsing these when I'm talking about them. I'm just saying they're there. I don't know if they're safe or not, blah, blah, blah. You guys know it. So always do your due diligence and not financial advice, right? But here is Cosmos. It's been around for 7 hours. It is up 2 million %, apparently. Liquidity is only 7K. You do the math. So that's up there. We got Mooney at the moment. That has been around for 15 days, so just over 2 weeks. That's up 231%. Actually been performing pretty well, but I don't know why, because I'm not sure what is special about it, but we got lots of sort of meme coins around. They do crazy things. I mean, it's crypto. Welcome to crypto. That's all we can say. We got Monat Money as well. That's up 65%. We got Frank Free Gold up 58% as well. Emerald there up 40%. So we've got a lot of these sort of picturized tokens. This is kind of a new class of tokens that's been coming in. These things are starting to do well. So that's up 40% as well. We've got Peppy. It's been around for 2 months. That is up probably the meme PumpTires. That is up 31%. And Frank White's got some comments here. Mooney is interesting. Look into it, says Frank White. There we go. We've got a little bit of insight there from Frank White. He's into a lot of these ones. So that's kind of cool. Let's have a quick look at it then while we're here. Let's do it while we're here. See if it's got any description. Well, it doesn't give us much details there, so you might have to join the Telegram group. It doesn't have the Telegram group there either, so maybe Frank White will have to say what it is. PumpTires deploy. Rich guy launched a couple and made a web. Oh, there we go. That's from Frank Tires, but shout out for that. Yeah, I haven't been over those ones, but they seem to be doing pretty well. All these tokens there, they just look like meme coins, but that makes a lot of sense what Frank White's saying there. So big shout out to him. Now he is in our Telegram group, so join up to our Telegram group. Links in the video description. Join up there. All right, so we got what else? We got Ada Cardano now PumpTires up 22%. So PumpTires still doing pretty well. And as we said in the title of the video, printer tokens and PumpTires have kind of been dominating in the last week, haven't they? For the most part, plus some of these new tokens that are coming up here. We got Thaler as well, up 21%. Looks like part of all these other tokens, maybe. And then we got Teddy. Now, this is Teddy Takeover, right? So this is from Moon King. Well, he's not the one that founded it, but he's definitely promoting it and probably knows in the same crew that knows all about it. But that's had a comeback, had a bit of a sell-off, but this is doing pretty well. So it's not OG Teddy. It's not the, James Maria Teddy. But we can actually see it looks like it's going to be doing something. Starting to push back up here. Had a bit of a sell-off. So got up to 8200 of a penny. Got all the way sold back down to 5500 of a penny. Had a bit of a seller yesterday, if I remember rightly. But the market seems to have pushed through that seller. That seller went from Teddy. I think went from Teddy over to ETH, wasn't it? ETH, some PumpTires ETH or something like that. And now we're back up here at 6700 of a penny. And look, I think once it has another go at hitting 8,000, 8 tenths of a penny, then I think it's going to probably really break away here with the higher lows in place, solid there. But there's quite a bit of a range there, so as crypto, you've got to handle the volatility. But we're up 19% today on the old takeover Teddy. And remember, Moon King and some of his influencers are pretty large. Moon King's probably the largest one, isn't he? 110,000 followers there. Now, engagement levels are different, right? So not every influencer's got the same engagement levels, but he's pretty popular. All right, so that's Teddy. We got Bitcoin there at the moment, been around on PumpTires as well. It's up 15%. So as you can see, we've got a lot of these new picture ones here. Frank White's indicating that they by some rich guy that's launched these. He bridged in lots of real wrap gold and prepared with the Frank one, says Frank White. He bridged in lots of real wrap gold and paired with the Frank one. Okay, so that Frank one's up here somewhere, isn't it? There's Frank one here. So that one there. Okay, so that's kind of the anchoring there What has he got in there? We got any details? He's got some story here featuring John the Good. There's a gold coin that is issued Paper King. Okay, so I see it's a real storyteller, this one. And that is doing pretty well. So let's have a look at the 4 hourly on this one. This seems to be the King token there. Not bad. Yeah, I might pull together a group of these. And Frank, if you're in the Telegram on there, post a link to the number of tokens that are in the ecosystem, or at least give me the Telegram, and I'll get on there and get over that one. But yeah, that's definitely performing very well. Came down quite a lot back at in 0002. So we'll check that out. It could be a whole nother sector in there. Nice. All right, sharing is caring, as they say. It takes a community to be what is it? A community to be a family. I don't know. You guys decide. You guys make it up. Okay, enough jokes today. All right. Search Frank CA. Search that CA there. Valence says, wow, now that's a chart. It does look pretty damn good, doesn't it? So we'll have a look at that. So another rich guy on PulseChain making value from the looks of it. So kind of cool. We'll try and get more details on that and do a whole. I don't know, maybe we'll cover that. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so we got Teddy doing pretty well. Secret Conspiracy, been around for 14 days. That popped up there, up 70%. Let's see how that's going actually at the moment. And we've got a website for all that. So let's see. Let's go 4 hourly, shall we? So it's a 4 hourly chart. So yeah, had a big start here. Pretty standard crypto chart, humming around at 4 zeros 1100. Now at 4 zeros 2200 there. So it's a 2x from the bottom. Let's have a look at the website, shall we? Remember, I'm not endorsing anything. We're just having a look. Just amongst friends. We're having a look. This is a weekly roundup, although we're looking at the last 24 hours, kind of. So residents of the secret initiative there. So it's got a treasury as well. It's got the tokenomics, 7.2% of the supply burned. What else there? Oversold. The oversold masters of the RSI. I like the imagery, kind of cool. Secrets there. The codified blueprint, the treasury. So it's got details. So what's that one there? I got treasury. And 5% tax is levied on each transaction. So we've got 5% tax, which is, kind of around the same as PGDC. So it's a good model. 5% is kind of it's kind of the sweet spot, right, where you want to be. I think the max you could go is maybe 12%. We've seen, Uranus, a project on base chain, do that, right? A call to ignite it. Yeah, no, it's not bad. So kind of cool. And the treasury, let's see what that's. Has it got the details about that? It does. Oh, I've got a phishing scam there. So let's. I don't know. That's my protection there. Probably doing something crazy. But that is the treasury. Yeah, 5% tax. So that is the play there. All right. Let's jump out of there. And it's performing okay. Actually, pretty well, actually, relative to the bottom line. What else we got there? We got Bitcoin and ADA, both PumpTires. They're performing pretty well, up 15% and 6.6% respectively. And then we got Sparta, right? Sparta there as well is at 10 cents. 10 cents there, up 3%. This is from Wendy's for Tendies. This has been doing pretty well. And the basic idea is that they got a tax. They burn a bit of Sparta. Then they also buy a bit of wrap Bitcoin, and then they put that in their treasury. And then later on, when it's all worth a lot, they buy Hex. Sorry, my bad. They buy Hex, not wrap Bitcoin. Hex, and then they burn more Sparta later on once Hex is kind of pumped. So it's kind of the idea there. It's looking pretty good at the highs at the moment, 10 cents. So there we go. The old Sparta team there. Quarter Nights has been doing pretty well also recently, only up 2.6% today. We got Best Everything, 1.5%, another PumpTires. Mafia token there from Jacob. That's making a little bit edged up there, 1%. And we're looking forward to that game fully launch, although I'm not playing anymore, right? So we're out of that game. But we're looking forward to it. We wish Jacob well. He is doing a lot of great things. Now, we're super bullish about PUSD ALGO coming. That is going to be massive, and super bullish about I shouldn't talk too soon, but super bullish about stuff that Jacob's doing. That's all I'm going to say. We got liquid loans there as well. That is I don't know. That's going to do well when PulseChain does well, right? So we have seen, I think, Crypto Crazy on a video recently doing an interview, one of his friendly influencer channels. But this is coming off the bottom. We've clearly come off the bottom with liquid loans. 6 zeros, 5,600. We're now at 5 zeros, so it's lost to the zero. And we're at 6 5 zeros 1100. So it's making a bit of a comeback. We're gonna have to go to the weekly chart though. And we've got too much that first week. Crazy. All right, so that's the weekly chart. So we definitely come off the bottom. Resistance is probably starting not far away from resistance, 1258. So probably in here. Let me put a line there for liquid loans. This one, remember, this is the third biggest sacrifice on PulseChain, right? 51, $52 million, something like that. And here we are. Here. Bam. Now, what have they launched? They launched PulseChain Safe, which is multi-sig for PulseChain. They've launched Liquid Loans, the big liquidity fork based on Pulse and USDL stable, which is millions of dollars, right? Millions of dollars. And was it 7 million now? Something like that. And then what else? What else they did? They also just recently launched Fetch Oracle, the first Oracle on PulseChain. And we're waiting for the second one with Signum, right? Signum and Tetra. And apparently that's been solved. So I have got news around Tetra and Signum, and that is Stu, the dev, has identified the bug that's in Tetra. There's a final thing, but he was going to launch it, but found this bug. It's software. That's the way it goes. And Tetra is a very complicated stuff, so it's going to be doing a lot of cool stuff when it comes out. We're going to cover that. So he's been working on that, and so it looks like they've worked on a solution that's going very well, and so Tetra is coming. It is looking very close to that. So once they've got that, they'll probably launch, and you download it, right? It's not going to be a Web3 solution, so you can download it, and you're going to be able to do some pretty amazing things with that. You're going to be able to you don't have to be a developer. You're going to be able to do some pretty amazing things with that. And what else? It's going to be opening up a whole new, I think, area on PulseChain, potentially trading clubs and strategy clubs and things like that around what you can do with Tetra. It's going to be pretty awesome. Then 2 days later, probably within 2 days, they're going to launch Signum, the second Oracle. Second Oracle is going to have a lot more bells and whistles, I think, than Fetch, like RNG and just a few other tweaks there regarding price and non-price data and stuff like that. But it looks like Fetch is starting to pick up too on its activity. So we'll probably do a bit more coverage on Fetch in the future, as well, obviously, as Signum. Now, Signum is a requirement, prerequisite to some degree, although Fetch can be used for PUSD ALGO, the big stable coin coming from Jacob. And so we're very bullish about that, right? So these aren't speculative stables. These are ones that are going to be pegged pretty much from the beginning using mining bots and algorithms. The miner bots there are going to be the method that's going to be used. So this is going to be really innovative, really frontier. Compared to speculative stable coins like XUSD or any of these other PDI ones, any of these other protocols that are out there that are speculative. I think they're going to do well, but they're speculative. They're going to grind their way back up to $1 or maybe even beyond, right? It's definitely possible. Although they do have a lot of profit taking there for Viber passes once you get there. At $1. We got Marcus in the house there. Doesn't Liquid Loan still have their SEC funds? Well, they probably still got quite a lot, but I don't know if anyone knows where they've gone. That's probably the way I put it there. We got what else there? Matty C's in the house there. Sparta has been ripping against Hex this week. Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, it's got a good idea, isn't it? And a big, good community. Seems to be growing pretty well. So you can't say too much else than that. It looks like definitely a good project's been performing in the top, 20, I think 20 a lot of the times. Even with the printers and the PumpTires out there. All right, so that's kind of cool. What else we're going to get into? So that's Liquid Loans. These are kind of all the ones in the green today. And we've seen a tapering off of the... so we've got a lot of PumpTires. We've got a new ecosystem here with the Frank Whale. Let's call it the Frank Whale there. And we've got Teddy there doing pretty well. Sparta doing pretty well. So those are kind of leading us at the moment. Oh, we even got Fetch in there making a little bit of green. We just talked about Fetch from Liquid Loans. Let's have a quick look at that price because obviously... that is the Fetch Oracle there. Actually, the chart looks pretty good, doesn't it? Actually, pretty low volume though, 420, liquidity 279. So there's not a lot of activity on there. And the Fetch Oracle, we might as well look at it since we've been talking about it. I know it's not as exciting as some projects, but it's fundamental utility for PulseChain, our first, Oracle on the chain. Let's have a look here. Analytics, I guess. I'm just trying to think where we go for the data. It's been a while since I looked on there. I think I have to log on, don't I? I have to log on. I thought there'd be some static data regardless of having to log on there. We'll do that another time. We'll do it another time logging on. But that's actually a pretty nice website, isn't it? They've done a good job there. But it doesn't have an RNG, random number generator, as far as I know. So that is the plate. Let's get back out of there. And what else are we looking at? We're going to look. Oh, yeah. So I want to talk about the printer tokens, right? So let's jump over to a different screen. And I think the printer tokens on here. I think I've got them all on here. Could be wrong. The only ones that's still performing pretty well at the moment is world's greatest PDI. So we've seen over the last 24, 48 hours, depending on the token, we've seen them tapering off. Now, we had dominance yesterday, was dominating the whole top, of PulseChain, and it had a massive over 2x gain. What's it, 2.1 or something? And we can see that, I think, in the chart. So you see that pump, that was dominance there. So just cooling off a little bit now, down 0.5%, so not much. Still performing pretty well here on the old dominance. This is from OG WebChef, of course, running a lot of these printer tokens. And yeah, number one, Wrap Bitcoin. So this also Wrap Bitcoin was back over $300 if I remember rightly. So pretty cool on that. Income compounding machine built for automatic rewards and self-sustaining growth on PulseChain with 2.1% Wrap Bitcoin rewards, 1.4% Pulse buybacks, 1% auto LP staking, and 0.5% self burn. So pretty cool. And performing like a boss there from the old OG WebChef. So that is pretty cool, but it's just chilling, but it's still holding up there. So at the moment, but the world's greatest PDI printer that is doing very well. A nice little uptrend in that as well. So these are kind of the two that have been really performing quite well. Let's have a look at the daily on this one. You can see the daily chart here has been around for quite a while, but really pumped off the bottom there. It was at $47, now at $133. I was wondering whether it will trying to get to $1,100 or something. It'd be interesting if it does that. There'd be quite a mad gains in there, right? If you did do that, there's quite a few X's in there in the game for that. 680, not bad. And of course, people are earning PDI, right? Earning PDI. So that's the fork PDI. With the big community, there's a big community in fork PDI. In fact, let's have a look at the PDI here. The reason why I go to this site because it's faster to find PDI. I always have trouble finding it on the deck screen for some reason. But yeah, we got Wrap Bitcoin there at 289. So that's definitely been a beneficiary. 289 on the Wrap Bitcoin. That's what you get from the world's greatest PDI printer, and it's done pretty well. The old Wrap Bitcoin. What do we get up all the way back here? This is on the hourly. We got up to $347. Came back down $250. So it's a $100 range. So you got a volatility in crypto, right? $100 range. And then we got back up to 322. Now we're at 389. So you guys know that's pretty crazy. But look where we used to be. I remember back here, back the pump. I think it's when we had the farm, right? It's not in the farm on there. But the farm we had $2,675. Wow. Oh my God. So here we are back down here at 280 and pretty excited about 300. But as Bitcoin rallies, hyper rallies, then I think this is probably going to do pretty damn well, right? Wrap Bitcoin. And of course, if we get some solutions for the old PDI like Aave and other forks for it, maker forks, then we might see a PDI do pretty well. Also, it's got a huge community, right? Probably one of the 2 or 3 most engaged, biggest communities is the old PDI one on PulseChain. And Telegrams in particular. So yeah, we got Die Stable there for PDI. Let's have a quick look at that while we're here. Is this the right pair? I don't know. This is on a day. I don't know why there's only 4 days on this pair. What is it? What's going on there? Anyway, we're sitting at 000-9200 at the moment on this chart. I don't know why that only had that many, but that's where we are. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I think we've covered our muster there. Now, let's go back into some of the other print tokens. Obviously, they're going. Fleximus holding up, Treasury is holding up there. I'm not sure what the price looks like. That pair looks like it's empty. So, but Incognito, PDC, of course, these are DAO tokens, but they're kind of the genesis of printer tokens in some ways, and been around for a year and 8 months or something. We got remember down 9.4% at the moment. Gas money, which pays you in Pulse, it just drips you in the wallet. So you just hold these tokens and it drips you in the wallet. I think one of them still has a claim where you have to go to a claim site, or maybe 2 of them. But and then we got what else there? We got Misor and the Monarchs. They're down 24%. And then we got Beast, which is down 40%. And I wanted to cover quickly the Beast one there. How am I doing for time? Just don't want to get too crazy. Hey, big shout out to everybody. Don't forget to smash the follow, hit the like button, and definitely share around. And the socials, join our Discord and Telegram. The links are in the video description. So kind of cool. All right, so let's get on to that. So we're at $1.80 at the moment. This bounced. This is pretty much where we expected to bounce, 175, and it bounced here. Got down as low as 166, but 175 is pretty much where we were sitting. So that is kind of good entry potentially. That's kind of what we're thinking there. And the RSI here, this is on the hourly, of course. The RSI is starting to ramp up. But the 4 hourly, let's have a look at the trader's view. The 4 hour there, you can see we're not fully oversold, but we're just teasing down there at 30.31. So yeah, that's kind of where we felt the $1.75 was going to hit after that big sell-off there. We had a big sell-off. So that's kind of play there. In fact, that sell-off was, how far down? 69% sell-off there, and that all happened, inside a day. So that is kind of what we saw there. Now, the OG WebChef, they changed the mechanics between these printer tokens. So you got to keep up to date with that in Telegram. So if you're not in Telegram, you can fall behind with these printer tokens and get caught out. So you do need to be in those Telegram. If you're going to be holding printer tokens, you do need to be in the Telegram, so you're getting the latest information. So just a word of caution there. Now, they pump large volumes through, right? They use some balancing and other techniques there, webbing and stuff like that, but the volumes are pretty high. So you can see just on the Beast here, the volumes have been, around about $1 million, and sometimes they get a bit higher, 1.5 million. The peak volume, of course, back here on the 11th of April was almost $3 million. And so you're getting paid, from these sort of shavings, as it were, through the volumes they're pumping through, and that drops to your wallet, right? In this case, you get 3 tokens. For a Beast, you get gas money, Remember and Messor, although I don't think it's paying gas money at the moment. So I think it's playing Remember and Messor, but I don't think it's playing gas money. You can double check in Telegram, but I think that is the case. But yeah, it's $1.81 at the moment, so probably a good entry with the RSI down here on the 4 hour. On the daily is sitting just around 30. So it could be a good entry there, and it's got horizontal support. So it's just the RSI, but it does have horizontal support here as well. That being said, it's got particular mechanisms that make the money. So could be a good entry. And we'll still see. We shall see how that plays out. But others like Missor and Mnemonics. So Missor's out there too. That's down at the moment. Let's have a look at that. But these have been performing very well, like early in the week. So they've been one of the better performers. We seem to see this switch out between PumpTires and printer tokens in the top leaderboard, and then we get a few other projects, the ecosystems doing there as well. Also, Brennan says we called the $1.75 range. We did indeed. What else? We got Brian in the house there. Like it up, folks, says Brian. Definitely smash the likes on the way in. We're up to 1 hour and 7 minutes, so we're doing pretty well. We've got about 165 people watching, so a big shout out. And don't forget to hit the follow button, hit the subscribe, and definitely check out our Discord. Strategy Club, $35 a month. Community membership is $12.50 in Discord. Get part of our community. And you get access to a top 10 in the crypto strategy club, and a lot of other intel monthly reports, etc. So kind of cool place, and we have a lot of strategy discussions in there too. We've pretty much seen virtually most things that happen on PulseChain, witness them in the events and the God mode candles and everything else. But of course, we've also got Telegram, which is new, as including X Game Portal, which is our community for that as well. So as you guys can see, we're really growing, and you guys can grow with us. We've got Marco Macolo on house there. Marco Marcelo. What do you think about Go token launch? Well, I'm in two minds about that. One is that they said they're never going to do a token launch, so you got to hold that to account, right? But number two, PumpTires has a token, so I guess they're a DEX aggregator. They provide a lot of information. They've been here for a long time, and so that's cool. I guess the question is, what are they using the money for? I guess is the other thing, and then people have to decide: do they want to go into it? Can they take their money and earn more money somewhere else, or will they, be able to make money on GoPulse? That's kind of an investor's decision. So I'm in two minds about that, Marco. So on one hand, they said they weren't going to do one, but on the other hand, PumpTires has got one, and they do DEX aggregation as well. So I think that's probably going to bear in their favor. They do make, what is it, 3% on the trades? They make 3% on the trades on Go. So yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at that moment. Just trying to look at it objectively. So yeah, I guess everyone has to decide, but that's kind of my thoughts there. All right, what else? Yeah, they play a big role. I think GoPulse has played a big role, so you can't deny that. So yeah, I mean, you can press them, what the money's going to be used for. That's probably where I would go with that. You say, hey, it's PumpTires has it. They're doing it. But they do earn some good fees on there, so I'm a little confused about that. So that's a fair question, probably worth pressing if you're going to get involved. Right, we got down 25%, but you see the zigzag in here, so up and down volumes here with the volume flows they're doing on this. Obviously, you have big players in this as well; they can take profits as well. So just remember that when you're doing printer tokens, there are big players involved. If you're making big gains, they're making 10 times the gains. You know what I mean? So you got to just keep that. But in that said, the team's pretty amazing. Printer tokens have definitely been pretty awesome. But you do have to be at the frontier of the knowledge. If you get behind you get caught out, right? And you wonder why the chart goes down, and it's just because somebody got some information about how they're changing the rewards between these print tokens and moving volumes around. So just remember that. So we're worth getting into that, and never put in more than you afford to lose. All the basic stuff there, which I put out on X yesterday. In fact, I might read through that quickly to wrap up the show. So there's some of the print tokens at the moment. Mnemonics, let's quickly look at that before we finish up here. There's obviously quite a few tokens here. That is down at $4.49. So you can sort of see this right down there at the moment. Now, they may switch this around with mnemonics, right? It hasn't had a lot of love for a while, but they may switch that around at some stage as well. So you just got to keep up to date in the Telegram groups or the Telegram group for the OG Web Chef. All right, so that's kind of that. Let me just jump back into the X on X here. Now, if you guys aren't following me on X, help me grow, because my big channel got pulled down by X, and it's pretty horrible when you build up a channel. It happened to Brandon recently, Brandon Rags of Riches. It's happened to others as well. I mean, C7's had his channel down. I think other people have had their channels down. Crypto Coffee, I think, that he even had his. I mean, it's a really annoying stuff. And they don't tell you why. Right? And I've appealed like 10 times. You just don't get it back. So you have to start again, basically. Definitely join up today with the old Crypto Shite. The links in the video description to join X. We're now streaming on Rumble, which is awesome. I love Rumble. We're now streaming on X, of course, and on YouTube, and also Discord. And I think we got one other, but I keep forgetting one of this. And I've got a website coming. Yeah, that's a little teaser there. I'll just drop that now. Just drop that to you guys now. Website's coming. That's going to be pretty cool. So that is kind of the play there. What else? I wanted to talk about something before I left. Where was it? My tips here. My tips. I got that. Yeah, big shout out. A big shout out to some of these founders: Emmett Farm, Dark Horse, Ricky, and of course Nixian, doing great stuff there. Big shout out to them. Top 5 in crypto. So this is probably just a cool way to finish the show here on the old lazy Saturday or lazy Sunday, depending on where you are in the world. Top 5 crypto trading tips for beginners and seasonal traders. Number 1, do your own research. People can't be lazy. It's great watching influencers, great following the communities, great following token launches, but you really must do your research, and that way you're going to become a much better player in crypto. You need to know what the use case is, what the team are, the tokenomics, the community, the size of that, all that sort of stuff, and get a good grasp of the crypto projects. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. That's very important. Crypto is highly volatile. We saw that in the charts that we just went through. Some of them have got nice up charts, but some of them have got zigzaggies, and there's different reasons for why they're moving around. Only risk capital you can afford to lose without affecting your financial well-being. Very wise decision, advice there. Number 3, use stop losses and take profits if available. And now we have only a few kind of solutions, I think, on that. I think 9mm? I had one. Actually, 9mm is going to be, I think, replaced with Tetra, isn't it? So we're going to have Tetra. That's why Tetra's going to be so important. So we'll have more of that. I think there's 1 or 2 other kind of providers for some basic stuff there. But that's definitely an area that we need to open wide up as stop losses and take profits if available. These tools help you lock in profits and limit losses automatically, particularly while you're asleep, and also from emotional decisions as well. And also that's kind of tied into trading a bit more. Diversify your portfolio. I cannot understate this enough. You do need a diversified portfolio. Don't put all your funds into a single coin or token, even if it's exceptional. You go, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to make so much gains. Don't do it, because as soon as maybe a whale decides to sell out of that thing when you're into it, and yeah, it's fantastic, but a whale decides to take all their liquidity out, and then you're screwed, right? You're left to go, what happened? That was the best thing ever, and I just lost everything. Don't be that like that. Spread your investments to reduce risk. Very important there. So I can't understate that one. Number 1. And number 5, stay calm during volatility. In crypto volatility, we just saw that in the charts. It can go up and down. You gotta be picking the good ones. It comes back to number 1: do your own research, get the good projects as best as you can, and number 4 there, diversify, and then of course stay calm during the volatility. Keep crypto markets can swing wildly. Avoid panic buying or selling. Stick to your strategy and avoid emotional trading there. Very, very important too there. So pretty cool. And that is brought to you by the Crypto Night Show. And we got to love that image there. That's so cool. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that. That's kind of where we are there. We're up to about, I think we're about 190 people watching at the moment. So big shout out to everybody. Don't forget to smash the likes and hit the follow button, and definitely get into the chat there. Our community links and Discord, Telegram in the video description. Join up today. And of course, don't forget to get into X Game Portal, and of course the Crypto Night Show. We are growing, and you guys are growing with us. We're going to have a great blast. We're at the bottom of the market right now, but we're about to go through the most ruthless bull market over the next probably 18 months. It's going to be pretty epic, and we're going to get some good news flows very soon, I think, from all the trade deals. So bring on the market. It's going to be awesome. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Take care, everybody, and I will catch you on the next one. Enjoy stuff. I know. All right. Peace out, everybody. Take care. Bye for now.